Hello, this is definitely starting the video a little bit different, but I did this race yesterday here in Low Field Motorsports, and of course this is before the update, obviously, and since we had the big update that came down, big BOP adjustments and all that, and I see it's a lot of it's on YouTube, so this is a great race. I hope you watch it through because it's a really great race, and really you can see the difference between handling and just speed. So I hope you watch it, but also I'm going to go over the setup and see if there's any differences between now and this race, and if I have to make any adjustments, go ahead and make them. But also, so we'll go over that after the end of the race. So I hope you stick around and watch the race. And again, all that is support, and I appreciate all the support. Watching the video through. It's a good race, so you wouldn't be disappointed. And of course, I will go over the Motec and go over the car and what I think over the Porsche anyway. And let me know any comments or feedback down below as far as if you would like to see anything else, comparing with the new BOP and things like that. So let's get started with the race. Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and I appreciate you taking the time to visit and check out my video. And we're back here in LFM again, here in Spa.
You need to follow car number 04.
Down here, one of the lower grids.
Alright Steve, are you ready? Watch for the lights.
I've been struggling like big time. Just can't get things to go my way, or getting wrecked, or I had my wheel just conk out on me, which I was already wrecked anyway, but then I had my wheel give out, so I couldn't even finish the race. So it's just been one of those things. So of course you saw the other video of the crazy start, so we'll see if we can do any better this time. I just want to finish. I just want to have a good race and have, and finish.
Go, go, go. Car right, clear right. Car right. Still there. He's still there, clear right. Car right.
Uh-oh.
Yellow flag. Still there. Still clear right, on your right. Green flag, you're clear. Still there. Still there. Still the right side's clear. On your right. Hold your line. Clear right. Okay, let's find a good rhythm. Make some places.
Oh. Whoa!
Right side. You're on the left, 3 wide. Car right. On your right. Hold your line. Hold your line. He's still there. Clear right.
That wasn't too bad. Surprised I haven't broke my steering wheel. Gripping it so hard.
Right side. Still there. Clear right.
he's definitely fast.
Okay, Steve, the next car is...
Preventative.
That kind of a conservative setup, but dang it. That's the problem. I got to go in these turns so hard, and everybody else is just
The car ahead is...
all straight line stuff.
Clear right. V12.
Give it everything I got.
That's 20 minutes to go. Alright, Steve, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes. Sector 1 is now green.
Sloppy through there.
New fastest lap for
Item.
2:19.00. Okay, Steve, stay close. Wait for him to make a mistake. That was 2:20.00. Yellow flag.
I messed that up, but It's alright.
Green flag, all clear. Sector 1 is green. The guy ahead is...
Bert Calder.
These other guys at Audi's having problems handling. He's just all over us. I guarantee it's because they just basically, or that BMW, I mean. I meant BMW. Come on.
The 8. Minutes left, that's 15 minutes. Yellow flag in sector 1. Green flag in sector 1. Car right. Hold your line. Right side's clear. Nice one, Steve. Good pass. Nice front. The gap to
Street Rock.
ahead is increasing. It's now 1.1 seconds.
All right, let's go.
E7.
One of the best cars going up a Rouge. I mean, this thing is just absolutely solid as a rock. Yeah, I mean, it's really good.
Okay, Steve, we're halfway home. The fuel will be tight. We think you'll get to the end, but we're not sure.
That turn has got me so scared.
Come on, keep pressing it and force that mistake.
Whoa! Dang it, I missed that. He's holding me up.
Bert Calder.
Other McLaren's catching me back up again.
0.41. That was a 220.65.
Let up. It's not going to end well.
You've got half your fuel left. Car right. Right side's clear. Car right. Still there. Hold your line. Clear right. Okay, Steve, there are chances here. Let's make sure we can take them. 10 minutes remaining. 10 minutes.
Right. Better. Too deep.
Captain.
Streak run.
Behind is increasing. It's now 1.3 seconds. P6, that was a 220.68. Sector 2 is 1.1, off the pace. Sector 3 is now yellow. We think that
Kedge.
has binned it. Green flag in Sector 3.
All right, come on.
Yellow flag. Green flag.
A little wide there. what I mean? I'm messing myself up because I'm just so nervous going through there.
Okay, Steve, 10 minutes of fuel remaining. Yellow flag. Incident clear, green flag. Your lap time was 2:20.04.
Cars up there, but they'd have to really mix it up for me to get up there.
Gap 2.
Strict throttle.
Behind is increasing. It's now 2.3.
Dang it, went out.
Keep it within the track limits. That's 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes.
That was good. All right. There's a fast lap, but I was out, so it doesn't count. Yeah, they're all together up there, so I don't know. if I make it. I got 2 more laps. Oh, I got it. 2 more laps I got in the tank. So we're good.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
On the final lap now. That's good. Yeah, so my rating
Okay, Steve, we estimate you've got 5 minutes of fuel remaining. P6, 1 more lap to go. Your last lap time was 2:19.65.
It's gone back down again. I wasn't doing really good, and then it's here at Spa, I've just tanked because I've just been wrecks and this craziness. And of course, a couple times I wrecked on my own. I didn't hit anything. I just went off the track at that cursed left-handed turn there, but you can still get points for that too. So
we're running on fumes, mate.
I got enough fumes. We're good, Jim. Don't worry about it. We're good. Get through this turn is such a relief. Yeah, right on my. Well, I did go faster, but it was out. But yeah, still decent time for my last lap. All right.
That's the finish. Well done.
That was a hard fought 6th place, I tell you that right now. Whew. Man, that was tough. I think the car held its own. Really happy. So hopefully it'll give me some points added on, so we'll have to check that out. But yeah, finishing 6th. I mean, I started 14th, so I mean, phew, I'm happy with that. I mean, I moved up a good amount. I mean, from 14th to 6th. And that's tough in the Porsche because you're not just blowing by anybody, just passing people on straightaways and stuff. So, I mean, it makes it really hard. But, yeah, really tough. Let's go over the setup because this is a good setup for something that's not super tough as far as, well, it is tough because you got to really drive the wheels off it, but you can really rail if you have like a long stint, no pit stop. Really isn't the best for a sprint race like this. It'd probably be better for like the 45-minute race or something like that, or something like that. But yeah, we'll have to go over the setup, and we'll come back and check it out. Maybe look at Motec really quick. And of course, we got to go to the LFM website and see where I'm at there, since I definitely have dropped really bad. So let's check all this stuff out and go do that. Alrighty, well, we're back, and did a couple different stints, and I'm trying to be as quick as I can, but I really want to try to communicate this as best I can. What a race, by the way. I mean, it was just that was a great fun race. My kind of race where I'm battling and pushing the car as hard as I can, and that was really fun. I mean, I finished the best I could, but I mean, I'm happy with that. I'm stoked with it. I just think I think the car did a great job. Um, but let's get back to this part. And thanks for coming this far. If you're still here, again, watching all these videos is great support, and I appreciate it. So, and please make sure you ring the bell, put the bell on there, so you get all the notices from any new videos coming out. That makes a big difference. Otherwise, you won't be notified, or you might be notified, you might not. So, please, if you haven't clicked the bell for all the notices, please do that to help the channel. And I would really appreciate it. But again, I did a couple different stints. The first stint I did was the exact same setup as I did in the race. The same one. Didn't want to change anything. Just tire pressures, because now the temperature is different. I mean, the temperature is my normal 24 degrees. Where in the race it was like 16 or 17 C. So it was really cool. So that's really optimum conditions. So that's probably some time there. But I didn't want to change anything on the setup in the beginning to go. So I did a pretty good stint with it. It felt the same, so that's good since the update. The car still feels relatively the same. The balance is still there, the same balance. I'm not going to say it felt exactly the same. It felt maybe a little bit more flickable, a little bit should I say solid? But it felt really good. I mean, I felt good, just as good as it was in the race. So I mean, it didn't change any kind of balance or anything. So that's good, because as far as the setups, it still should be really, really close. But one thing I was disappointed in is when I come back to check it after I did a stint with it, the shocks were pretty far out. And that was the drop in the ball on my part. I thought I had them dialed in pretty decent, but they were pretty far out. So I had to make some pretty major adjustments from Motec on the shocks. Pretty big. So pretty drastic. So to get them back in where they need to be. So I want to do another stint after that. But the first stint, again, I want to make sure everything was exactly the same, because, to compare apples to apples, so to speak. So, and the speed was down the straightaway was exactly the same. Maybe a teeny bit more, I don't see tenths, but it was a solid 159 down the straightaway, down the end of the long straightaway. That's what it was in the race. I checked it, double checked. And of course, it is warmer than it was then, like I said. So, again, if it gained horsepower, it's very small. Maybe 10 horsepower or something. It has to be very small if it did gain any. But again, it did feel a little bit lighter. You go in pretty deep, not as deep as I did before, but it just felt like the car would change directions really quick. So again, that usually to me tells me it feels a little lighter when you can change directions really fast. So it felt really good. But then I did some adjustments, and then wanted to work off those adjustments and see if I could find anywhere to improve upon it. So I think this is actually a little bit better than it was in the race. And as far as drivability and performance, I think it's a little bit better. Not a huge gain, but I think it is better. So let's make a lap, and then we'll go over the setup. And of course, that's a new livery that's part of the update. That's the livery, new livery that I went ahead and showing everyone from the last 24 hours of Spa a few weeks ago. There's two of those. You got one that's like that, and his teammate's got the orange accents on it. And they're both in there. You got my favorite K-Pack with the orange. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love that livery. That's going to be my favorite Huracan for sure. See, look at this, going up a Rouge. It doesn't get any better. This thing goes up a Rouge the best. Absolutely awesome. So there's no room for improvement there. But you see coming down here, it's solid 159, solid. It's on there for a little while. Where before, on the race, it would click it just for a little bit, and then that would be it. So again, you know, it's maybe a few tenths, and of course it is warmer than it was then. So it's all speculation. You know, maybe it gained a little horsepower, but again, if it did, it's very, very small. But it could be the same and maybe just lighter. I mean, that could be it too, because I mean, obviously when you are lighter, you do gain a little bit of speed. Just, you know, something very minute. Now here, going through this corner, I got it to go even quicker going through here. So I picked up some time through here on tuning the car. I don't have to downshift to third. I can keep it in fourth and just go right through there. So that helps a little bit. Because before I'd have to slow it down a little bit more and go third and go right back up to fourth. Otherwise the car would want to come around on you. I got that corner now getting figured out. The best I've ever gone through that corner is this right here. And this thing, you could do this lap after one of the most consistent stints I've ever had at Spa. Especially in the Porsche, without a doubt, the most consistent I've been in the Porsche. Same speed here that it was in the race. Also, this thing changes direction so fast. A little too deep there, but I mean, this thing changes direction so fast and just hooks and goes. Again, great looking car, and it's a 219.25. So again, right around the same time that I ran, I could look at that car all day and listen to it. Let's watch it just go up a Rouge one more time. And again, you see it go up a Rouge. I mean, no sparks, no nothing. And I mean, it just goes up like that every time. It's like watching the same exact lap every single time. I mean, it just goes up there without any fuss at all. And same thing with speed. That 159, solid. I mean, it's on there for a while. So, I mean, you know, it doesn't look like a little bit more and you can hit 160. So, I think it's pretty good for how much wing I have in the car. So, in the temperature compared to what it was in the race, you can see that, like I said, it was like 24 degrees. So, you know, compared to 16, 17, that's a decent amount of difference. I also want to show you the timetables. So here's the timetables. Now, like I was talking about consistency, first lap out, you know, 219.5, 219.3, 219.39. There's the fast lap. The next lap, 219.29, and then a 4.1. I mean, that is a really, for me, since I'm not an alien, that's a really good spread of consistency with the Porsche. I mean, I think it just knocks it out on and on and on. Then you can see the fast lap here. That's almost 2 tenths right here. There's another tenth right here almost. So there's a low 219 in it. If you put all three of these in here, you would probably have a 219.0, high 218. I think that's pretty good for these temperature conditions, and it's not near the end of the stint. I mean, it's only, you know, 3-4 laps into it, so, you know, you're not super low on fuel. It might get faster as it goes, just like it did before. But so I'm really happy with this. Also, let's go over the setup. So here we go with the setup. We got 25.5 left front and left rear, 25.6 right front and right rear. The toe is negative 0.2 with the camber at negative 3.8 and the caster at 10. And the toe on the rear is 0.05 with the camber at negative 3. Now, in the race, I had this at negative 0.1. Okay. So it did not hurt the mile an hour. Not even a teeny bit. Not even, to me, not even at all. Not even a couple tenths. I mean, it literally looks like it's doing exactly the same as it did with a little bit less negative toe. But it does give this thing better turn-in. And I want as much turn... Again, like I've talked about before in the past, I try to give this thing almost on the ragged edge at the start of a race for the fact that it's going to make you stronger as the race goes. Because then it'll, you know, as you go through... The car will probably start not understeering. It won't understeer, but it's not going to rotate as much later on as the fuel starts coming off, and you're actually probably going to be picking up as it goes. So you're going to, as the race goes, you're going to get stronger and stronger. Where, like as you saw in the race, a lot of other cars are getting weaker and weaker. Especially if a guy, I'm not talking about somebody that really has their car set up good, but I'm talking about some people that really concentrate on having the car set up for going really fast, but it falls off really fast also. Which you saw some of the other guys, that's kind of what they did. They in the beginning, they were just, they were really fast, and then as the race went, and it's a short race, not even a long race, you could see their times dropping off. They were falling off. They're sliding all over the track. They're going off here. You could see them struggling with the car, trying to keep control of it. And well, I'm just, I'm pushing the car super hard, so I'm on the ragged edge, but I'm still, keeping control of the car. So again, the big difference between, a car that's fast and a car that, can handle really good, and that's what I like. I mean, I just, I'm not knocking anyone either way. It's just the way I like it. That's all. I like it, a car that can really handle good and that you can keep pushing, pretty hard through the whole stint, or mostly through the whole stint. But that really gives this some better turn in, and I like the feeling of this better with the -2, and it doesn't hurt anything on the speed. So why not use it? Electronics are 3, 3, and 3. Now I had it at 4 and 4 in the race. So again, that might be a little bit of a difference there also, because you got a little bit less TC. Now if you have a slicker conditions, let's say you have a fast green or fast track or something like that, you might want to click this 1 or 2 clicks up. And then you can knock this down if the track comes in later. But just something I would consider. 4 is what I had in the race. And you saw how hard I could push the car. So that's definitely, it doesn't hurt performance really. Very little. I mean, I'm sure it does a little bit, but not drastically. So again, just something for you all, a suggestion for y'all to fit your track conditions. Fuel, of course, 50 liters. That's what I had in the race. Mechanical with the number 1 brake pad. Anti-roll bar is 4. Brake bias is 51. Steering is 15. Springs are 137,000 with a bump stop rate of 600 and a bump stop range of 3. And on the rear, the springs are 193,000 with a bump stop rate of 700 and a bump stop range of 15. The anti-roll bar is 3, and the preload on the diff is 90. Now, there is a couple things I've changed. One thing I changed, I brought the brake bias up a little bit more, because with the turn in, it's so consistent. You really don't need, I wouldn't go lower than 49. 49 is really absolutely max. I don't think you really, if anything, unless you really got a long stint like an hour, maybe, and it's really starting to, maybe you get some understeer, then maybe you can go below. But for any kind of normal stint, I think brake bias at 49 is as low as you really need to go. Otherwise, the back end gets too unhappy and it really becomes difficult. Also, this is the key here to making that long left-hand turn where you can get through it and be aggressive. In the race, I had it at 80, and it was right on the ragged edge, because I had, like I said, I'd have to downshift to 3rd and then upshift back up to 4th really quick. So basically this, just going up one more click to 90 is really what set this to where now I could go through there and no problem. I mean, it's if you get really worn tires or track conditions, you can still go down to 3rd and then back up to 4th just to kind of slow, your corner entry is not so fast. But, the fast way, if the track can hold it, is just to go down 1 gear, and it holds it nice and tight. And, I mean, it's the best I've ever gone through there in the Porsche, without a doubt, and the fastest. So that's what's really helped, is this preload on the diff. The shocks, and this is where I really had to make some huge adjustments. The front is 2134 and the rear is 1134. So again, I had it a lot more in it, and I don't know why, for whatever reason. I guess I just dropped the ball or something. Maybe I didn't go over it again or something. I don't know. I don't understand how I actually missed it, but I did. So it's my fault on that one. But, the car still did okay in the race, but, it definitely feels even more composed now. So to me, it really has gone another step, another level. So let's go ahead and look at Motec. And there's the Motec. And again, I made a few clicks, nothing drastic. Like one click here on the rebound side, up here on the front. Let's see. I think we did one. I did one click on the rebound down here, two on the rear, and what else did I do? I think I did one more. One click up on. I think I did one click all the way around on the rebound and on the bump. Just one click all the way around because it was just. You can see it's just a little high in a lot of places. A little over 51. Like this 51 something. The rebound here is only like 48.9. Not too bad. So I actually brought it down. It's actually. It's not high. It's not over 50, but the graph is too high. So I wanted to bring that down, just one click. But this here, I actually brought down because it's over 50. So, and also the graph's is a little high too. So again, just one click, nothing major there. That's just a small adjustment. But again, it's not bad. Doesn't, decent graph, and definitely a lot better than it was when I did the other stint, where it was really, especially the bump side was way out. So I'm happy with that now. Aero, got 53 in the front all the way down, 5 splitter. The right height's 72, and the rear wing's 10, and the brake ducts are 2 and 2, and the front aero variation is a 2.7 to the positive. Now again, I would probably keep it around 24 to 27 degrees with these brake ducts and just adjust tire pressures, but anything over that, I would probably go ahead and you might have to go up, at least on the front. Maybe not the rear, but the front you might have to go up a click. But other than that, if the car, over rotates, I would adjust the rear ride height. I would go down, just one click at a time. I did this, I tried this, and it felt fine. But again, when I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to give it as maximum rotation as I can in the beginning because I know it's only going to go less as the fuel load comes off. So basically, I want the maximum kind of rotation when I start off, and that's why I went ahead and went up to, that's where I had it in the race, and I wanted to leave it there if I could, and it was fine. Even with the negative toe and the turn-in, it was still fine. So again, I think it's a great, solid setup. Obviously, it's not the fastest, but it's really good for the Porsche. And I know it could do 218s in the right conditions. It's just a matter of and especially if you have drafting or if you're doing any of that stuff. Obviously, you're drafting. You saw me drafting. You could pick up 2-3 miles an hour so easy. It's and that's where that's the only weak point of the Porsche, because after that you're gonna rail everywhere. That's why I can't wait for the new one to come out. I'm so stoked, and I know I got a long wait to go, but I am with a bigger engine. They go from 4-liter to 4.2, and I don't call it an RSR, but it's basically a baby RSR. There a lot of technology from the RSR is coming over to the GT3R. And with the engine tilted, and they're doing some things to so they can go with better aero, and of course it's going to have more horsepower. If I could have the Porsche and cut the speed difference in half down long straightaways, instead of giving up 5 miles an hour or 6, cut it to only giving up 2 or 3. Oh man, I'd be like, giving me nitrous or something right now. I would be so thrilled, because then that's the only place that you lose. Braking is awesome. Cornering is awesome. I mean, yeah, fuel mileage isn't the top. That's probably a weak point because you do burn a lot of fuel with a high revving engine, but that's okay. It's still a lighter car and all that. But I'm really stoked about it. I can't wait. I hope it has a. Oh, it has a little bit different sound than this one. You think it would with the 4.2 over the 4 liter. So we'll see. Hopefully, I hope ACC updates the video, or not the video, but the audio on the car. It would be kind of nice to see if it's different than this one in the 2018. But yes, I am stoked to get that. I'm definitely counting my days until that comes out. But I love driving the Porsche anyway. Even this one, it's such a fun car to drive. My kind of way, my kind of driving car in ACC. But again, I love all of them. And also a side note before I forget, there is, like I said, some new liveries. I didn't get a chance to check them all out. If you would like me to and make a short little video about it, I can. But please leave a comments and feedback, because that would be, I don't want to do it if people aren't interested in it. You also have the winning AMG is in there, and the livery from that. And there's a few of them in there, like I said, that I saw. But, I mean, I didn't go through every single thing and see every manufacturer, what they had and all that. But, again, gorgeous, some even better liveries. Again, just awesome. I love driving ACC. I probably do it too much as far as sacrifice sleep and just keep doing this because it's so much fun, just like that race. And again, I got nothing against LFM. I mean, I know I was upset at the one time, but I'm still I was just more upset actually with the way people drive, but that's with anything. So I'm good, and I mean, you get some really great races, you get some really bad ones, so that's with anything. And I mean, hopefully I'll just keep trying to be aggressive when I need to be aggressive, because that's the thing. I think that's the key, is you have to be really aggressive when you need to be, but also when you don't, you need to back off. So that's the thing, is really determining which way you need to go. Just like when I was fighting that McLaren getting ready to go up a Rouge, and I was getting up alongside, and I backed out to get behind him, because that's when you're going to end in tears. You're going to try to go through there, and he's not going to give, I'm not going to give, and you end up wrecking. So you got to really know, and that's the hard part, you got to really know sometimes when you got to just say, nope, this is not the place. And then other times when you really got to be really aggressive, because that if you don't get around them, you're probably gonna wreck, get in a wreck with them or something. So you got to really pick your spot and then go for it, but go all in. So again, it's just, and be not bouncing off them, but I mean a clean pass, but set it up to where you can, if you have to be very aggressive, you got to be aggressive, especially with the Porsche. So please, everybody out there, especially if you don't drive the Porsche a lot, if you got one behind you, there's a good chance if he's right behind you, he is going to go into a turn, because that's exactly where they're the strongest. And they're unless you're being defensive or something like that, they're going to drive it in there, because that's the only place. They got to go in the advantage of where the car has the advantage. So, and that's the things you got to learn with each car, where it's got its really strong points. So again, I hope you enjoyed the race in this video. I know it was longer, but it was such a great race, and I'm so stoked about the new liveries and how the car performed at Spa, at least for me anyway. And I hope you give me a like and subscribe, and comments and feedback would be great. And I hope you come back and visit again really soon. Y'all take care. See ya.